everybody. This is Janet Sinclair of Nefertiti Travel Consultant, and I am welcoming you to Journey Across the Caribbean. Tonight, I have with me Matthew Blake from the Jamaica Tourist Board, and he is going to give us a little insight to Jamaica and what she holds for us. So, Matthew, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do, and then tell us about Jamaica.
Hey, Janet, thank you so much. And thanks everybody for joining us. As Janet said, my name is Matthew Blake. I'm your Jamaica Tourist Board Northeast BDM. And of course, I cover the areas of New England, which is Connecticut to Maine. So glad I could join you this evening, Janet, to share just the joys and the jewels of Jamaica. And I am going to use a PowerPoint presentation to just guide me through sharing all this information about Jamaica. So let me share now my screen, and I'm sure Janet will allow me to share in a little while because it is asking her to do that, but not to worry, we will get right on. But Jamaica does offer a vacation experience for the most discriminate person. If you really think of what would I like to do in a destination, whatever the thought that comes to mind, Jamaica definitely has something that you can enjoy and that will be right up your street. So here is my slide presentation that I am going to use to just illustrate and tell you about Jamaica. First, to begin with, where is Jamaica? So Jamaica is just south of the Florida Panhandle, right here. And from the Northeast, you could be in Jamaica on a direct flight out of any of the airports for just about 3 hours, a little over 3.5 hours. If you're not doing a direct flight, then certainly in just a little over 5 hours, you could be in Jamaica. So Jamaica is very close to the USA, and as such, it gives you the wonderful choice of the destination to be in. So Jamaica is not just in all of our hearts, it is in the heart of the Caribbean and certainly the heartbeat of the world. When you think of Jamaica, think of the world's friendliest people, think of the world's sumptuous flavors like jerk chicken, think about red stripe beer, think about music, the pulsating rhythms of reggae music, which keeps you moving whether you want or not. The nature of a destination, the joy of an island destination, our beaches, whether you are on the South Coast with our black sand beaches or on the North Coast with white sand on the 7 Mile Beach. Jamaica has lovely beaches. Of course, we're an island, so we have beaches right around. Jamaica presents a joy of a destination. It's a different feel the moment you get on island. And of course, we like to say Jamaica is the place to pursue romance, to fall in love, to get married, and certainly to explore love. Getting to Jamaica. Now we are in a time when persons want to know about getting into the island, into the different countries and the restrictions or requirements. Jamaica has 3 simple requirements. 1 is that you plan your trip, understand what is happening on island. 2, that you have your COVID-19 negative test results as required by destinations all over. Jamaica requires you to have a PCR test done or an antigen test done, and these have to be done within 72 hours of your travel to the destination. If you're doing an antigen test, you can also do a rapid test. It is less expensive and the results are back to you so much quicker. And of course, you need to complete a travel authorization to enter into the country. Just general information on your health, and of course, regular customs and immigration questions. So that travel authorization you complete within 7 days of your travel to the island. And of course, you can do it within an hour of your travel because it is returned to you almost instantaneously. And step 3, gather your documents, your COVID-19 negative test results, your travel authorization, and your airline ticket. Head to the airport, present them as you board your flight, and you're off to Jamaica. Easy as 1, 2, 3. And of course, wherever you are across you are across the United States. There are direct flights into the island, and there are fabulous connections if you are behind the gateway. All of these airlines fly into Jamaica and certainly are prepared to serve you. When you get into Jamaica, I wanted to show you the spread of accommodations. Jamaica has an accommodation for the most discriminating, whether you're looking for an all-inclusive, you're looking for a non-all-inclusive, a guest house, a bed and breakfast, an apartment, you certainly can find an accommodation in Jamaica. If you get into Montego Bay is home of the Sangsa International Airport. You have hotels within 10 and 30 minutes, fabulous golf, shopping, and of course, a major cruise destination. Montego Bay is for romance, for families, for golf, and of course, we said a variety of accommodation. It's for dining experiences, natural beauty, meeting and events. You're into Montego Bay. And just my middle slide here shows you why Montego Bay is a complete resort, number of world and Caribbean accolades. So if you're in Montego Bay, tons of attractions, whether you're in a great house, you're on doing soft adventure or just rafting or just shopping in many of the craft shops. If you head to Negril, which is just about an hour and a half from Montego Bay, expect large properties and also small and intimate inns, fantastic beach, wonderful sunsets, and of course, really good scuba diving. Negril is for family-friendly girl getaways, and of course, we talk about the sunsets. Number of attractions, including horseback riding, swim with dolphins, beach parks, water parks. Negril has all of that to offer. And if you head east, just another hour from Montego Bay Airport, or just an hour from Kingston Airport as well, you head into Ocho Rios. Well over 30 attractions. So this is a place for those of us who need to do a lot in our vacation. Great resort for families. And of course, Montego Bay offers you Duns River Falls, the world's famous Duns River Falls, over 600 feet of natural waterfall. So head into Ocho Rios for attractions, for fantastic choice of hotels, family holidays, and of course, for couples. You could go bobsledding, zip lining, ride a Sky Explorer, craft markets, Duns River Falls, so much to do in Ocho Rios. Port Antonio, for the more traveled individual, is about 2.5 hours from the Montego Bay Airport. But if you're heading into Port Antonio, you maybe want to come into the Kingston Airport. It is a much shorter commute. Port Antonio is a gateway to the Blue Mountains, but is better known for the Hollywood of the Caribbean. We have a number of filmmakers, movie stars, playwrights, rich and famous, all stay in Port Antonio. Wonderful destination, and of course, perfect for ecotourism. Port Antonio is for hiking, for filmmaking, rafting, and of course, if you want to head into the Blue Mountains or enjoy fantastic surfing, Port Antonio is just a place. Port Antonio is the home of jerk, Jamaican jerk. That spicy food that is loved the world over has its origin in Port Antonio. So check out Port Antonio for rafting, for beaches, for wellness resorts, for quiet. That's Port Antonio. And Kingston, our capital, our political and commercial center, exciting nightlife, world-class restaurants, major sporting events. As we talk about the world's fastest man and woman, this is a place to see where they're training and where you likely will run into them as you go into the University of the West Indies or you head into any of the sporting venues in Kingston. So think of Kingston for reggae, for international cuisine, historical sites, sports and entertainment. Think about Bob Marley Museum. Think about Port Royal, once the wickedest city on earth. And of course, as you go to the other side of Kingston into the mountains, coffee plantations, gastronomy tours, preserves, and certainly sites of overlooking the city Kingston. The South Coast, on our South Coast, we have community tourism, eco-adventures, intimate accommodations, and certainly the Appleton Estate Rum Tour, an experience you would not want to miss. And of course, we hope you'll meet some of our friendly crocodiles. So heading to the south coast for the Wise Falls, a 7-tiered waterfall, really beautiful. Or head over to Pelican Bar, a bar only accessible by boat, where the vibe is good, the beer is right, and the breeze is just refreshing. Or you can head to the Black River Safari, all the way up Jamaica's longest navigable river, meet our friendly crocodiles, look at endemic birds, and have an restful and peaceful afternoon. And when cruise is back, we want to invite you to sail into any of our cruise ship ports, whether you are going into Falmouth, into Montego Bay, into Port Royal, into Ocho Rios. Certainly, Jamaica is a stop you definitely want on your itinerary. Just to note that we are having Norwegian Cruise Lines, NCL, will be sailing out of Montego Bay come August 7th, and we will have the Viking Cruise Line also doing a Jamaican itinerary also in August, something to look out for. Talk with Janet about that. She'll work with you to get you on those lines. Some of the popular cruise lines which service Jamaica. So Jamaica is a destination for family fun, something for all ages, for all groups, something enjoyable. And let's say if you're getting married, Jamaica is the ideal place to talk about a destination wedding. Speak to Janet about comparing the cost of having a destination wedding versus a wedding here and honeymoon. You may find that the cost works out much better, and certainly no headache in planning your wedding, because you have really good supportive wedding coordinators on island, on each property, ready to assist you. So whether you would like a church wedding, a garden wedding, a beach wedding, or a wedding perched precariously on a bridge, Jamaica has the perfect location for your wedding. You can get married in as little as 24 hours in Jamaica, and certainly none of the complications with getting married elsewhere exist in Jamaica. Proof of citizenship, Jamaica needs no blood test, certified copy of birth certificate for persons under 18, and of course, all of the different documentation that you present if you are married, if you are divorced, if of course you're widowed, all of those will be required. But again, you can start that application, talk with Janet, have that application started so you can get married in as little as 24 hours after being on island. Jamaica has a number of events that you can participate in, and there is an event for any time of year that you're traveling, whether food events, sporting events, music events, all of those can be arranged as you speak with Janet about what time of year you would like to be on island. So why head to Jamaica? Let's just give you a quick summary. Jamaica has world-recognized health and safety regulations. Jamaica is very close to the United States because of this proximity. A number of our flights can be considered as short as domestic flights, and some even shorter. Excellent airlift. Wherever across the United States you are, you will have a flight into Jamaica. Jamaica has the world's friendliest people. We have not lost that bet yet. A diversity of culture and attractions, accommodation, resort areas. You could be on island twice per year for 10 years and not fully appreciate Jamaica. There's so much more to see. A great wedding destination, lots of improvement in our infrastructure. Everyone on island speaks English, and of course the climate is just to die for. Jamaica has 75 to 85 degrees all year round, perpetual summer. Pure fresh drinking water, and of course an exchange rate that allows you to get much more bang for your buck. So head into Jamaica and certainly talk to Janet about the different vacation experiences you can have on island. I want to thank you for that session, Janet, and just sharing that information with everyone.
Thank you, Matthew. Thank you so much for sharing that information with us. I have a couple of questions for you. For some who are still hesitant about traveling, what's the one thing that you can really tell them to assure them that they will have a safe visit when they come to Jamaica?
Well, Janet, if you'll permit me, I will give them two things. One is Jamaica has its borders opened since June 15th of 2020. And we have been having persons visiting us since then. We have persons visiting and enjoying themselves since then. Plus, Jamaica's return rate, my tongue is missing, let me go again. Jamaica's return rate, repeat visitor rate, persons who are visiting us 2 and 3 and 4 times is up to almost 50%. What it says to us, Janet, is that folks are coming into Jamaica, have been coming in, have been enjoying themselves, and have been returning. So if you're hesitant about heading into Jamaica, consider that Jamaica has so many folks who continue to come and continue to come back.
Okay. And for someone who's never been to Jamaica, can you tell me or tell them one or two of the most famous attractions, something that are must-sees when they come to Jamaica for the first time?
Okay, if you're heading into Jamaica for the first time, we're gonna tell you, come into Montego Bay and certainly ensure that you see the Duns River Falls in Ocho Rios. After you've seen the Duns River Falls, then we will recommend that you see the Rose Hall Great House in Montego Bay. So the Duns River Falls is in Ocho Rios, the Rose Hall Great House is in Montego Bay. We're gonna also recommend that you head off to Negril and see the 7 Mile Beach in Negril that you do if you're a scuba diver. That's a fabulous dive site. And certainly head on down to Rick's Cafe for a fabulous sunset. Those are some of the things you want to do if you're on island for the first time. Have them checked off as you plan your next couple of trips to check the other items off.
Now, speaking of Rick's Cafe, I'm going to ask you a very personal question here.
Sure.
Are you a jumper?
Everybody, I think, deserves to jump once, at least once. Yes, I jumped. And the beauty about jumping from Rick's Cafe, Janet, is you can start as low down as the boat near the boat docks and work your way up. I have a feeling if you jump from the lower end, you're gonna keep going until you get to the highest point. So if jumping there's that rush that comes to you from jumping that just can't be had anywhere else.
Well, I have to tell you, that's on my bucket list. And I think before it's all said and done for me, I have to do at least one jump. Maybe not from the very top, but not from the top of those trees like I've seen some of the guys do. But I think I'm going to have to take a jump next time I go to Jamaica. I'll let you know how that turns out.
I think you should jump down it. I would never recommend you try the highest one up but definitely from the jumping platform. And remember, jump first, drink after.
Oh, of course, because I think you're going to need a few after you do it. So yeah, that would be good. All right, Matthew, there are, you're here in the Northeast with us, and you know that, especially here in the Northeast, there is a very large Caribbean population.
Yes.
On top of that, there are a lot of, second, third generation Jamaicans. What is your take on people going to Jamaica and searching out their roots, so to speak? What would be some of the things that they would need to do to make those connections, to their ancestors?
Well, Janet, that is a very good question, and I thank you for that, because it really does make a Jamaica trip different when we have persons getting into the culture and getting into the history of Jamaica, especially when that history and culture involves you.
Exactly.
So, I would say 3 things. 1, persons heading into Jamaica will get directions from, of course, their parents, their grandparents, their relatives as to what to ask about and where to ask about in Jamaica. 2, as you get into Jamaica, you can do genealogy searches through the Registrar General's Department. for a small fee, you can track down your relatives and know exactly where you're from. And of course, if you have any idea in Jamaica where you're from and you head into that community, the Jamaican people are known to be friendly. So if you walk, let's say your relatives are from Mandeville, and you head into Mandeville and you say, hey, my relatives in Mandeville are the Blakes. Where would I find the Blakes? Be sure that the people of Mandeville are going to entertain you with that question, direct you where to go. They might even call a Blake friend they have to come and assist you. That is how Jamaicans operate. So finding your relatives and friends in Jamaica, not difficult, not difficult. Whether you do a professional service or you go by guidance from your relatives or you seek the help of Jamaicans, either way, you will be getting the best results on island.
I think that's a wonderful idea. You know, people today, you know, the younger people today, a lot of them, they know their relatives come from various islands, but they don't always know the history. And that's something important that, you know, we need to teach our children. We need to learn it ourselves and also to pass it on to our children. Things like that don't seem to get passed down very much these days, and we need to get back to that. So I'm looking forward to working with you in, you know, curating some of these adventures and experiences for folks coming into Jamaica. So, you know, you and I will be talking about that more as time goes by. And, you know, like I said, I look forward to, you know, helping folks find their roots and find their relatives, you know, as much as possible. So we will talk about that again. So folks, I hope that you continue to follow me on YouTube, Journey Across the Caribbean. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can also reach me. My number is 857-288-8759. My website, www.nefertiti-travel-consultant. And my email is Nefertiti, that's NEFERTITI, the number 4, TRVL@gmail.com. If you have any questions for me or for Matthew regarding Jamaica, about traveling to Jamaica, the resorts, the history, anything like that, please contact me. If I can't answer it, I'll contact Matthew, and between us, we will figure things out for you. Definitely. Matthew, thank you again. And I hope that you'll join us back again for possibly some gastronomy and culinary tidbits.
Anytime, Janet.
Oh, that would be
just let me know.
That would be wonderful. We'll talk about that as well. So again, thank you, Matthew. I appreciate you, and we will see you soon. Folks out there, thank you for viewing. If you have any questions, again, you can contact me, and again, follow me on Journey Across the Caribbean on YouTube. Thank you, everyone. Good night.
Thank you too. Night.
Thank you, Matthew. Is there anything you'd like to say before we end this?
Just saying thanks, folks, for joining us. We look forward to Janet and myself working with you for you enjoying a fabulous vacation in Jamaica and exploring the island, in whichever direction it takes you. Really looking forward. Thank you so much. Thanks, Janet.
Thank you. We'll be seeing you soon, Matthew.
Same
Have
here.
a good night, everybody.